heart is beating so fast. I feel like I need water. Hello and welcome to the Unashamed Moms podcast. I feel like I can't even look you in the eye. Anyways, I'm sweating. I started this podcast because I wanted to help moms everywhere. I wanted them to feel seen and to feel heard and to feel like they had somewhere to go to when they felt like they had nowhere to go to, which is kind of where I have felt for the last 2 months. And I knew that I could not come back to this podcast to create this community that I want to create without being authentically myself and telling my true story, because I know that there are probably so many other women who are going through or have gone through what I've gone through, and maybe they just need to know that other people are going through it or to not feel alone. 2 months ago, I sat down on this couch and I pleaded to the universe, to God. I prayed and I said, I'm a good person. I have good intentions, and I only want people around me that are good and have good intentions. I did this because there are a lot of new people coming into my life, and I just wanted to make sure that the people coming into my life and the people that were already in my life were or had a positive impact on my life, because I care deeply for the people around me. And at this time, I was truly ready. And I said that I'm ready to live in my greatest reality. Like, I'm ready. Like, just show me everything that I need to see now. I wasn't expecting to be shown what I was shown. I'm already crying. And I wasn't expecting to be shown so fast. I went from freshly married, trying to have another baby, looking for a new house to move into, all to a single mother, separated, going for a divorce at 32, all in one day. It was probably the biggest plot twist of my life. Now, by talking about this, I'm trying to navigate this in a way where I am respecting my son in a way where I'm not going to ever bash his father. Even though his father did give me permission to speak my truth and even said, tell the world how I screwed up and don't go too easy on me. But I will go very easy on him. Not because he deserves it, but because that is the father of my child. Now, it's quite obvious, while I'm not saying and going into extreme detail, obviously there was infidelity on his end. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that in there. I might take it out. Looking back at when I first found out the first night, and I try not to look back, but I'm also trying to heal. And so when I look back, the thing that stands out the most to me is I just remember just being on the bathroom floor in the middle of the night, just crying hysterically. Like, my whole entire soul was ripped out of my body. Everything. It just felt like a feeling like I never want to go back there. It's still very hard for me to go and look back at the last 6 years of my life, because I feel that my whole reality was warped. I was living a completely different life than what I thought I was, and it all just kind of seems fake. And I never want to put myself into a victim mindset, and that's what I've been doing this whole entire time. I'm never going to sit here and be like, why did this happen to me? Or like dwell in it, I kind of just got all the facts that I needed, learned more about it, and kind of just educated myself. I also don't have time. I don't have the time to sit there and be depressed. Like, I'm a mother. I have to keep going. I have to keep moving. My life revolves around somebody else. I think that the people around me were also so shocked at how well I held myself together and how nice I was, or am still, to the father of my child. I definitely did think about getting revenge, but the thing with revenge is when you get revenge, you're lowering yourself to their level. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for the girlies who get revenge. I love hearing the stories. I love seeing them. I'm all for it. I've done it before, for sure. Do as Nikki says, for you guys who know what I'm saying. But yeah, I've gone through so many stages already, and it's only been 2 months. I definitely had a crash out. I had a very, very big crash out, and that is what I don't want to do. I don't want to crash out, especially in front of my son. I lost my voice completely. My throat was like closed off. It was really bad. I broke out in hives all over my body, and I think that was just my body kind of, I don't know, going through it. But if I do look back, there definitely were signs that I probably should have paid more attention to, and moving forward at the first red flag, like, I'm out. I remember during our relationship, I wasn't able to sleep anymore. I had to watch Friends to start to be able to sleep. I feel like I don't feel like I know. The night before our wedding, I had a giant panic attack where I felt like I cannot fucking do this. Like, I cannot marry this man. I remember he even said to me that he thought I was going to say no. And now, don't get me wrong, he's a great, great father, and he is doing everything in his power to win his family back. I honestly, right now, I would say I probably have the best husband that anybody could ever ask for, but at what cost? So for me, it's just, we're taking a year separation, working on ourselves, and that's how long I guess you need to be separated in order to get a divorce. We are no longer together, but we are co-parenting very well. Now, of course, I have relapsed. And I want to say that because I want to say that it's okay to heal in the way that you need to heal. There's no perfect way to heal. But the person who broke you cannot be the person to put you back together. We need to choose ourselves, and we need to hold people accountable for their actions. It's infuriating almost, because now he sees how great I am, and he's saying that, I don't even know if any of this makes sense, because I'm just like going off. I don't even know if any of you understand what's happening. Now, yeah, it's infuriating because he sees how great I am now, but it's after he's already shown me how terrible he can be. I've never had to leave somebody that I didn't want to leave. And that is a struggle. It's something I'm learning to do. I'm learning because I do have abandonment issues that I have been working through my whole entire life. And I feel like it's just putting myself first now. And it's okay. I don't know. It's crazy. I feel like my son has saved my life more times than I can count. Like, when my dog died and I was pregnant, I couldn't be crying my eyes out like I was. I had to get up. I had to keep going because I knew that I didn't want him to feel that sadness inside of me. And then with everything that's happened now, I also don't have the time to be sad. Like, I didn't go to I didn't numb the pain with like alcohol or drugs or whatever. Like, I just had to feel it, and I had to move on, and I had to put on my big boy pants and just get it done. And I'm thankful, because I would do this over and over and over again, time and time again. I would go through all of this just to have him. And I think that even though my whole life has been crumbling down, I still feel so incredibly blessed to have my son. I'm truly blessed. And I'm actually super excited to just fall in love with me again. And this is just, it's never going to stop me from being who I am. Hurt people. And you just always have to remember that it has nothing to do with you. If somebody hurts you in any way, it has nothing to do with you. And I believe I talked about this before, but you never forget how you were treated when you were pregnant or postpartum. And I feel like this person didn't make that easy for me. And knowing what I know now, I don't even want to look back at that time. And it just feels yucky. I don't know, but I needed to ask myself, is growing up watching a mom who's getting disrespected good for Mateo, or growing up with a mom who just demands self-respect and shows what self-worth is or looks like better for him? And I do hope that one day, because so many people do know what happened, maybe not to an extent. I haven't even told my extended family yet. I'm gonna tell them before Thursday. But I do hope that his dad does sit him down and give him the conversation of why doing the things that he did are wrong. And I don't want, because I have a very similar story growing up, and I feel like I was told that one parent was really bad, and that really messed me up a lot growing up. And that's where a lot of my trauma stems from. And I don't want my son to go through that. So I will never ever bash his dad to him in any way. And I will take the pain of that for him. I do go back and forth a lot. And I stopped going back and forth because I think going back and forth is what causes these crash outs where I'm like, maybe I can forgive. Maybe we can be a family. Maybe that is what's best for my son. But I feel like maybe keeping the family together would wreck him even more, because I am human and I will get triggered. And I remember the last time I was triggered, he came up to me and he goes, "Mama, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And I don't want to put him through that. Ever. I feel like the most important thing for me is that he doesn't feel a big change. So we're doing things very slowly. We're co-parenting great. I know that when it first happened, it was a big change, because I didn't want him around really, and he would only come to pick up our son, and that was about it. And he was having a really, really hard time, and he was crying out for his father in the middle of the night. And when it came to a point where his dad would come pick him up and he was like, "I'm not leaving," and it just I think that's what tore me up a lot more. So I had to put my feelings aside to make sure that he was okay. I think that the only way to get through these things are to do a lot of self-work. And I just realized there's actually so much beauty in this. Like, I'm excited to celebrate myself again. I'm excited to be happy and just like come back to life and just feel good. And I created a mom healing journal, and this journal gets me through so much. I actually printed out. There's a digital version. I'll link it below. And it gets me through so much. Anytime I'm feeling sad or hurt or betrayal or any kind of, I was having these panic attacks, these crazy panic attacks where I would freeze and I couldn't do anything. And I go to this journal. There's so many practices in it to ground yourself, to heal your nervous system, affirmations that it just calms you right down. I write in it every single day, everything that I'm grateful for, what I'm going through. And it's pulling me out, and it's bringing me, into life again. Like this year, I literally canceled my birthday because I was kind of in a depression that really nobody knew about. And I've always felt like I was missing something in life, and I felt empty, and I felt like I couldn't, I don't know. But now, like, I can't wait for my next birthday. 33, I'm going to go dancing. I'm going to have so much fun. I'm excited. Like, I'm so excited to celebrate myself. For the first time in 3 years, I went out. Other than my wedding night, which is kind of fucked up. But I went out and I danced until 3 a.m. and I had so much fun. It was just, like, I don't know. This is what I mean. I'm just so excited to be me. I'm excited to take the energy off of somebody else and put it back on me, which is what I have been doing. And it's sad, but it's also good. It's good. We're good. That is crazy though. It took me so long to figure out how to get married, and now I have to figure out how to get divorced. I don't know. I do have a friend who is a divorce lawyer, so I'm very thankful for that. She has no idea. I'm definitely going to tell her now though. I think the thing that really hit hard was when we were trying for a baby. I was ready. I was like, this is great. Like, I really, really, really want a daughter. And so when we were trying and I found out everything, I was like, fuck, if I am pregnant, I don't even know what I would do. Like, that's crazy. Like, I can't have a baby with this person. That's nuts. Or another baby with this person. But then when I got my period, I feel like that was hard because I hadn't had to mourn the life that I thought that I had even more. It was like another punch to the gut. So I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, you know, I'm totally okay with, you know, later on in life just adopting a daughter, and just I would love to adopt. I think adoption is amazing, and you know, just be that single mother. My cousin, she got inseminated, kind of maybe the way to go. And she kind of just reminded me of who I am. And it's so important, I feel, that you have those type of people in your lives to just remind you of who you are. And if you don't have that, that's okay. That's what this is for. Like, I'm here to remind you of who the fuck you are. And she just said, you know, all my girlfriends would always say, if I was a girl, I would marry you in a second, because I guess. And so she just reminded me of all my qualities again and said that she doesn't see for me the future that I see for myself. You know, I do want a big family, and she sees that for me. And so that kind of made me take a step back and think about, you know, this isn't the end. It's only the beginning. I'm still young. Everything is going to be okay. So yeah, I'm very grateful for you and for everybody who has been there for me in this time. I wanted to keep this episode very short and sweet, and just to let everybody know that if you are going through something like this, whether you stayed, whether you left, or whether you're in limbo, we are all going through something, and you're not alone. And if you want me to talk more about it, I will. The most important thing is that we choose ourselves and make sure that we are happy. And you know, it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to stay. Everything is okay, and you just do what is best for you. I think I'm going to end it at that. I love all of you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Next week's episode will be more light and funny, I hope, but I'm sure we'll talk about it many, many times. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have the most amazing week. Bye.